Hello everyone, welcome to this new channel. It's called The American Geordie, and that's me, Chris, your new fan, I guess you can say. I became a fan of Newcastle this year, always known about Newcastle, of course, but really got in depth into what's going on right now with the club, the takeover after relegations, after suffering. And now, I want to give a little twist when it comes to being a Newcastle fan. Of course, I'm American. I'm here in the US, based in the United States of America. But also, I just want to include everybody from all over the world, kind of just spreading the love for Newcastle and making it grow, one step at a time. I'm not saying that I'm going to make it any bigger or international, but at the end of the day, we just help a little bit by becoming fans and helping out with the club. And now let's get started. Let's not waste any more time. And we're going to start talking today about Isak and his injury, the progress and the potential, as you see right there on the screen. This guy is unbelievable. He really is a top striker and a really just a really good footballer. We saw it in the match between Newcastle and West Ham United. I think that was an incredible match, incredible performance. However, we had mistakes. We had stuff that we needed to fix. We had mistakes, mental mistakes. We should have gotten this win. Again, I said it before on the other channel. I was going to go to church. I was about to leave, and West Ham tied this game. I hate it. Unfortunately, it happened, but I can see that everything, the turmoil between that match from PSG and Newcastle, that was a big heavy match, and mentally I saw that the players were a little tired. I will agree that the starters needed to play this game against West Ham United. The reason why, because these guys need to get used to this type of schedule. If you want to be a big club, you have to compete in the Champions League. You have to play Sunday or Saturday, Wednesdays, and so on and so forth. So you have to be used to this. And so I'm in agreement with Eddie Howe to put the starters, to get this game, to fix it, to get it done. And if it didn't work, well, it is what it is. If they were tired, if they were exhausted, then it is what it is. But at the end of the day, these guys need to get used to these type of matches 100%. Now, when it comes to Isak, he has started really good this season and scoring twice against West Ham United. Really in good performance. And the second goal, he was right there. Of course, Trippier, really created those plays. But at the end of the day, on the first goal, Isak was there to let the defender go through and score in style. And on the second one, he was there as a striker and pushed it in. No big deal. Now, he came out with an injury. He's not going to play for Sweden in the international break, which, by the way, we'll be covering on Top FC TV if you want to go check it out. Now, the striker is understood to be dealing with a groin issue, which forced him to withdraw from the Sweden squad for their October fixtures. Now, if you played football before or been injured in the groin area, it's really painful, and can't really move much because it just hurts. So I don't foresee him training. I don't foresee him doing any kind of movement whatsoever. It depends on if it is a tear, if it's something much bigger than just this. Of course, he's not going to be able to even contribute for Sweden. So it's a smart choice. I'm not the fan that doesn't like them going to their national teams. I'm 100% for national teams. That they need the player, they need to go. But of course, Isak is not going to be, in any way, shape, or form ready to even think of coming into these matches. So it is smart for him just to stay in Newcastle in the moment. Now, of course, in this case, he's not going to play for Newcastle until next week, or wouldn't play until next week. More than likely, he will miss that game because we're talking about Crystal Palace. Newcastle should be able to, win that game against Crystal Palace at home at St. James's Park without Isak. I think that should be feasible. That's going to be October 21st, Saturday at 9 a.m. here on the Central Time, United States of America. We will do a watch along of that game here on this channel, and we'll invite you guys to come on. You guys can come join me as well as we take on the live stream. And so we're talking about roughly about 2 weeks. So maybe he'll be ready, but if not, I wouldn't even risk him to come on because it's Crystal Palace. You got to keep in consideration that the 25th of October, only 4 days after this match, we play Dortmund, Borussia Dortmund. It's a key game because, and let me tell you why, and we're going to do a preview, of course, of this match. But if Newcastle wins this game, you really put yourself in an unbelievable situation, because now you would be really leading this group, the group of death. People didn't think the Newcastle were going to perform, we're going to get it done, and they were able to. We were leading the group, ladies and gentlemen. I understand that there's because of goals, this and that, but at the end of the day, we are leading. And if you win this match against Dortmund, it's going to be really, really crucial to me, because it is a team that's somewhat tough. But at the end of the day, Newcastle can still compete. Of course, I don't believe Dortmund whatsoever is better than Newcastle. I don't believe that at all. You know, they got some kind of more history, I guess you could say. They've been to the Champions League as far as club wise, but I don't even think that's that's relevant to this situation. But of course, the coming up match would be against AC Milan at home. So you got all that stuff coming up, but still, if you're going to get an AC Milan after this one for the Champions League, AC Milan that really needs points to try to qualify for the next round. So do you really want to hang your head on an AC Milan team that's really needing points? No, right? And of course, if you lose the game against Dortmund, then you're not going to have enough points, to just pace yourself, I guess you can say. So I think that Dortmund game is going to be really, really important, and therefore Isak shouldn't be risked, in my opinion, against Crystal Palace. Just let him go. Let him have 4 more days to kind of get himself together and get himself ready for the match against Dortmund in the Champions League at home in St. James's Park. And of course, after that, you got Wolves, you got Manchester United afterwards. That's going to be an excellent match that we're going to have live here on the American Geordie channel. And so, as far as fixtures, that's what it's looking like. Of course, we're going to an international break this weekend. No clubs play, therefore we're not going to have no live watch-alongs, but maybe we'll have a live stream, so keep an eye on that. Now, as far as other news, we're going to go through the papers right here. You can see that Sandro Tonali is vacating with his girlfriend Juliet Pastore, and going to the beach, etc. Good for them, really, really good for them. As far as other news, really nothing much going on. Of course, you see right here that Eddie Howe is concerned of the way that Newcastle let go of the match at West Ham United. I think it was really good how the team responded when it came to getting back into the game and quickly tied the game, maintained composure, tied the game, and then we're able to just right after that get on top, and we just couldn't hold on to that lead. And that is the problem with me, just the complacency. We got to stop doing that, but you got to add on the exhaustion from the previous match. I 100% believe that. I think that it's really important, to recognize that after a match like against PSG, it's really hard to come back with a clean head. Again, nothing was to criticize Eddie Howe for putting the players he put. I think he was 100% correct, because you have to get used to those schedules, those tight schedules. But of course, should he worry about the performance? Yes and no. You always see Eddie Howe writing down stuff, and I'm sure one of those points that he wrote down is about maintaining composure and making sure games don't slip away. And that's about it, right? I mean, Newcastle really should have beat West Ham. Maybe a tie was deserving. I'll give you that. West Ham is also a good team, so we didn't lose the game, and certainly they tied the game. We tied against a good team. But again, Eddie Howe has a job to do, and I think it is important for him to do just that. Oh, by the way, Bruno Guimaraes signing an extension, and we don't have the final numbers yet as far as how much his exit clause is going to be. We are trying to, a lot of pundits out here are saying a number, and I do agree with that number, and it's about over 100 or over for an exit clause for Bruno Guimaraes. So we'll see what happens. Of course, he is going to be an asset for Newcastle to cash on whenever he leaves. He is going to leave. I don't think he's going to stay in Newcastle for a long time. By the way, Newcastle is not no stepping stone for any player whatsoever. Guimaraes wants to, play for Newcastle. He's not planning to leave. Same as Tonali coming from AC Milan. He came to Newcastle. He came because he believed in the project. So I think that's important. I don't think that Newcastle is being used as a stepping stone. Maybe previously it was, and but at this point, I think the club is doing good things as far as that. Anyways, that is it of what we got right now for Newcastle. I'm going to keep you updated on more stuff, of course, throughout the week. Maybe videos daily, maybe not. We'll see. Live streams, of course. Stay tuned. Subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Don't forget to give us a like. That's how we grow in this YouTube stuff. Please consider giving us a like. It's just free. It doesn't hurt you. Just give us a like and we'll keep growing, and share it with all your Toon fans. Your Toon friends. Share it with the Toon army out there, with the Magpie squad. And that is it for today's video. I'm the American Jordy, Chris. We'll see you next time.